All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DFS experience for Monday, May 8th. Two-game slate starting with DraftKings, Steph Curry, 9.6. Absolutely in play. I love Curry and Clay specifically after a loss, specifically after an embarrassing loss. If I was playing one lineup, Curry would be in my main lineup. Brunson, they're not playing early on the Saturday afternoon. Thank goodness. They're playing on a Monday evening, Monday night. Um, they should be a little bit better. I'm honestly debating if I should full fade the Knicks and be very limited on Miami because outside of um, you know, Brunson, Jimmy, outside of those two guys, we don't know who's gonna do what. Now we know Brunson's beginning stuff. Brunson's game, run to the hole, dribble, 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 head fake, um, spin off his pivot foot, jumper. They've been clogging him. So he's been having to dish the ball out to shooters that can't shoot. That's why that's why the Knicks have been having issues. Now, if I know all of this, why would I go ahead and pay 8.5K for Jalen Brunson? The only way he pays that off is if he takes 10 threes and hits 6, 7 of them, plus make some of his mid-range shots, plus get some assists, meaning that the shooters that he's passing to are hitting their shots. A lot of things got to go right for Brunson to pay off his ticket. So that's why I'm a little bit hesitant on, these Knicks with Brunson being their leader and him having trouble. Now I know he had a decent fantasy score, but you got to look at the opportunity cost. You're paying 8.5K. That's a lot of salary. That's a lot of salary. Who for a guy whose ceiling is 45 fantasy points. That's what he should be doing at 8.5K. And you're actually not even looking for 45 fantasy points. You're looking for 55 fantasy points. And this is like his ceiling right now against Miami. This ain't Cleveland anymore. This is Miami. He's gonna get the shots. He's gonna get the assist opportunities. But if his teammates didn't come to play, it's gonna be a long night. Especially if you play Jalen Brunson. If you play Jalen Brunson at 8.5K and you use up all that salary and he fails you, you lose. Simple as that. It's a 2-game slate. Russell, very streaky. We know that 6.4K. I think we're all realizing that as Russell goes, the team goes. So I think he'll try to put his best foot forward. Now he obviously tries to play well every game. It's just a matter of him hitting his shots or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna fire up. I'm gonna fire up D'Angelo Russell. Austin Reeves came back to earth a little bit. He's still playing well, real life basketball wise, but not really projecting on the fantasy end at 5.6K. We're gonna need him to pay that off. But when you're on a slate with Miami and New York, playing him may not be the worst possible decision. Cause you got the guys coming after him. You have no idea what they're gonna do. Lowry, Vincent, Poole. They could give you 25 fantasy points. They could give you 12 fantasy points. Lowry, Vincent, Poole. Take your pick. I know you gotta play somebody. It's only a 2-game slate, but if I'm playing one lineup, I'm probably gonna take Reeves. Gabe Vincent. Look, they're all decent plays, but they're very streaky and you never know. And look, Gabe Vincent, he only played. No, Gabe Vincent got his minutes. It was Caleb Martin that didn't get minutes. He got 30 minutes, 1 for 8, 14 fantasy points. That's disgusting. 30 minutes and 14 fantasy points. That's bananas. Jordan Poole, if you're watching the games with 2 real eyes, you can understand what's happening with Jordan Poole. He doesn't fit on that team. And Lowry, you need him to come off the bench and hit his shots in the minutes that he's given. it's gonna be hard for. He's got to have a great game to pay off 5,300. I like Austin Reeves out of that group. Quickly probably won't play. Schroeder you could take a shot on. And please, I don't want to hear anybody talking about can you play Miles McBride with Emmanuel quickly out if he doesn't play. The answer is no. Shooting guard. Clay. Fire him up. Barrett. Very risky. I'd rather find $200 and play Klay Thompson. Thank me later. Strus, 4.6K. I like him better at 4.3K, but what choices do you really have on this slate? Fire him up. Grimes might get a few more minutes with no quickly. You can take a shot on him. Duncan Robinson. I think that little Duncan Robinson love fest for like 2 games. I think that's over. How long ago was that? That was the last series. Yeah, that's over. Back to earth. 3.7K, 14 and 6 fantasy points is not going to win you any tournaments. Lonnie Walker got blowout run. I'm not ready to put him in my lineup yet. If you want to take a shot on Lonnie Walker, congratulations. All right, LeBron prices come back down to earth. 9.7, he's fine. I prefer Jimmy Butler. 9.5. LeBron James is not playing that alpha role that he always used to play. He is letting everybody else get what they need to get, and then he's contributing when needed. This 47 and 46 fantasy points, this is probably his ceiling right now, the way he's playing. Unless it's a game 6 or game 7, I'm not going to be looking at him to give me 55, 60 fantasy points. I'm sure he still has it in him, but you see that he's pacing himself. I'm not going to pay 9.7K for a guy that's pacing himself. You feel me? He's still a decent play, but in my one main lineup, I'd rather play Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, self-explanatory. Fire him up. Andrew Wiggins, 6.5K, a little bit spicy for how he's been playing, but you could take a shot. Josh Hart, absolutely in play. If I'm playing one guy from the Knicks, I'll play Josh Hart, no problem. Does a little bit of everything, and with Randall on the court, still not interrupting his fantasy production, and that's what I'm looking to see. 23, 27, 45, and 36 fantasy points. He's starting. He's playing a lot of minutes. He's going to shoot when he's open. He's a great rebounding guard. The assists, will come and go. He'll give you some stocks. I like Josh Hart better at 6K, but I'm still going to play him on a 2-game slate. Fire him up. Caleb Martin, very risky. Caleb Martin. What the fuck is wrong with him? Oh, his back. He's having a back issue, and he only played 23 minutes last game. I think. Let me see something. I know somebody else was playing well. Somebody else was playing well that game. Oh, it was Strus. That's right. Strus was playing well, so they didn't really need Caleb Martin like that. Am I a little bit nervous of Caleb Martin? Yes, I am. Am I going to play Caleb Martin? I'm going to try not to. If he happens to be last man in my lineup, oh well. I'm going to try to find another $100 and play Strus. DiVincenzo, he's getting minutes. You could take a shot. He's going to get minutes whether the blowout or not. You could take a shot on him at 3,600. 20 fantasy points, 19 fantasy points, and he hasn't been shooting well, but he's getting the minutes. Almost minimum salary. He looks like a good last guy in. If you need value. The rest of these guys I'm not playing, so let's go to power forward. Julius Randle, the man of the hour. 8K. Can he pay this off? Yes. Will he pay this off? Probably not. Is he a good play? Absolutely not. Will I be playing him? Absolutely not. What's the biggest problem with Julius Randle? Well, Last 5 games, 27, 12, 26, 53, and 30. I don't give a fuck about if he was hurt or not because he managed to get a 53 in there, right? So if he managed to give you 53 fantasy points, he was healthy enough for that. There's no excuse for the last game. The problem I'm having with Julius Randle, he is an opportunity cost. What does that mean? That means while you're wasting your salary on 8K, you could have been paying up for someone else for that money. And when he gives you 30, and that player that you could have played gives you 50, 60, 70, guess what? Early night. You know what I'm saying? So I can't play Julius Randle in my main lineup. Now, if I'm playing a few lineups and I want to take a shot, I'll take a shot. But main lineup, nah, can't do it. Draymond 6K. Everybody thought with Kevin Looney coming out the starting lineup, Draymond Green was going to be revolutionary. Draymond Green was ass. You feel me? 14. What the fuck are we going to do with 14 fantasy points? He's another one. If you're paying 6.5K for him or 6K, and he gives you 14 fantasy points, you lose early night. And I don't want to hear about it with a blowout. Because when you talk as much as he does, he needs to win or be competitive. And when I say talk, I literally mean talk. This guy, at the end of the game, showers, puts his clothes on, runs to his house, and does a podcast. What the fuck? Yo, this guy's amazing. He needs to play better. He needs to be better. 2-game slate. It's kind of hard to avoid him at 6K. Unfortunately, you're going to have to fire him up. Kevin Love, you could take a shot. 4.8K. Very risky. Vanderbilt, another one, 4.3K. He has his good days. He has his bad days. If he's hitting his shots, he's probably an optimal lineup at 4.3K. Because you're going to get blocked. You're going to get rebounds. And if he's scoring 2 on top of that, then you're looking good. Obi Toppin, I prefer him with no Randall. I can't do it. Hachimura will get run in a blowout. Hachimura is not in the regular rotation in a competitive game. That's Schroeder taking those minutes because they're playing Schroeder to chase Curry all around the floor. So that's why Hachimura's minutes been looking crazy. 11, 22, 16. Not what it was in the last series. So be careful with Hachimura, but there's a reason his price went down to 3,900. Hayden Highsmith has been getting minutes, but 15, 12, nothing really that's going to win you a tournament. Like these playoffs, you got to be very precise with the players. You can't dick around with these players that I've been trying to tell people every video. You got to play players that you know are going to get minutes. If you try to be cute, it's going to be an early night. Because if you get one person wrong, you're done. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the Regents exam. This ain't your SATs. This is NBA DFS. You get one wrong answer, early night. Go home. Pack it up. You know what I'm saying? So, listen to what I'm saying. Center, AD. So now his last game he had a good game. So if we're following the blueprint, he should have a down game, right? You still got to play him. 10.2K, fire him up. AD's bad games with 50 fantasy points. That's a bad game for him. Fire him up. Bam Adebayo, what's he going to do at 7.7K? Very risky play, 7.7K. You need 40 fantasy points, and that's even a task for him. It's a task for Bam Adebayo to give you 40 fantasy points. Overhyped. Kevin Looney, they really destroyed this guy's momentum. This guy was like the new king of rebounds, and now they just turned him into a ball boy. You feel me? If he's not going to start, you can't play him because they're limited. I know they're going to say a strategy, but they're limiting him on purpose. If they feel like they play better without him, whatever, but they're still limiting him on purpose. So Um, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Kevin Love. I mean, Kevon Looney is probably unplayable, and Mitchell Robinson is another guy that you can't play. Look at the last two games: 12 points, 7 points. Look at his body language, and look at look his minutes also, but look at his body language and look at his production. Um, he already verbally said he's not happy with his role in New York, and let me tell you something. I'm gonna give you a little bit of advice. He could break the slate. We're taking 3, 4 shots, no problem. But rebounds and blocks, that's an effort thing. And if he's in some type of mood, he's not gonna he's not gonna play hard. And if Mitchell Robinson is not playing hard, you're not gonna get the fantasy points you need out of him because that's where his fantasy points come from. I know he was in foul trouble last game, 14 minutes, but there was a point in the third quarter where they took him out early in the third quarter, and he never went back in. Hartenstein played a shitload of minutes that Mitchell Robinson could have easily came back in the game and played. So I'm off of Mitchell Robinson for now, especially with Julius Randle on the court, and that's just a decision that I had to make. If he beats me, he beats me. Oh well. Hartenstein, 3,500. I think I prefer playing Hartenstein over Mitchell Robinson because if he fails me, it's only 3.5K and it's not the end of the world. 26 minutes, 3 blocks, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, and they was not passing this man the ball for nothing in the world. Game before that, 26 minutes, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, 19 fantasy points at 3.5K. I prefer his upside over Mitchell Robinson's upside because at least he wants to play. You feel me? I think that's it for center. J. Michael Green. I'm not falling for that trap again. They're gonna start him and play him fucking 4 minutes. Steve Kerr. I think I ranted about Steve Kerr last playoffs. I'm not gonna do it. It's not even worth it. Steve Kerr is overhyped. 13 minutes, 20 fantasy points. That's the first game he started. Second game, 11 minutes. I don't know why a starter's getting 11 minutes. Start the fucking people that are going to get the majority of the minutes. Why is that so fucking hard? Why we got to play like mental gymnastics just to fucking figure out who's getting minutes? The NBA sucks. Every day is some new shit. No, you can't just have starters that play and then bench players that let them get a rest. And we know, okay, the starters are getting 32 minutes. The bench players are getting fucking 15 minutes or 16 or whatever the fuck it is. And that's that. Everything's got to be a fucking mystery. If J. Michael Green starts again, if you're playing a lot of lineups, you could take a shot. Hope you get lucky. But if you're playing one lineup, I wouldn't play it because it's a bait and switch. Yeah, I think that's it for my player pool. If you're new here, welcome. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. Please continue to subscribe. If you're not subscribed, hit the bell, thumbs up, all that good stuff. If you're struggling to cash, check out my Patreon, linked in the description. I can build you lineups, or I can send you my own lineup, my own optimal up to date lineup, whatever it is you need. What else? Let's go to FanDuel. And the thing on my Patreon, if we're completely honest, I know a lot of these guys have Patreons and they tell you to sign up for their Patreon so they could give you their fucking player pool. Why the fuck would somebody pay for your player pool, you dumbass? We know who to play. It's all about lineup construction. And people that are working, people that don't have time to pay attention to news or to watch film, watch videos, you build a lineup for them. That's what they're paying for. So I don't get it. So that's not what this is. You're not jumping into Patreon for me to tell you who to play. I'm sending you my lineup. I'll send you my lineup. If you want your own lineup, I can do that too. No problem. FanDuel, we're looking at salaries. Player pool stays the same. Curry, Jalen Brunson. Russell, everybody's priced appropriately. Gabe Vincent is a little bit spicy with that price. Jordan Poole, very risky, but on a 2-game slate, you might have to take a shot. Lowry, Schroeder, you need a lot of things to go right for them to come off the bench and pay that off. Manuel quickly has an ankle issue, so I'm not paying any attention to him right now. Barrett is, I don't know if Barrett could pay that off with Randall and Jalen Brunson on the court, so I'm going to fade him. Clay, Josh Hart, priced appropriately. Austin Reeves, I know he's going to go off one of these games. He's going to go off. Not sure what game it is, but just take your shots on Austin Reeves. He's priced appropriately. Strus is priced fine. DiVincenzo might be a little bit overpriced for his new role. Quentin Grimes is probably going to get a little bit of a bump if there's no Emmanuel quickly. And the rest of those guys, I'm not playing, not interested in. If you want to fire up Moody, Duncan Robinson, Lonnie Walker, best wishes. Small forward. Jimmy Butler's too cheap. Andrew Wiggins is priced appropriately for the way he's been playing. Caleb Martin is a little bit risky at 5.6K. You don't know how healthy he is. Power forward. AD is priced appropriately. It's FanDuel. You could pay him at 11.7K on FanDuel because it's easy to build lineups on FanDuel. It's a lot easier than DraftKings. DraftKings is a little bit more strategic. FanDuel is just more like, shove him in and see what fits. But you could play Anthony Davis, and he's priced appropriately. Braun, he's priced appropriately also for his upside. Randall's overpriced because he's a bum. Draymond Green is overpriced because he's a bum. Kevin Love is overpriced because we don't know how many he's getting. Vanderbilt is okay. Be careful with Rui. Hartenstein is priced fine. Obi Toppin, I'm indifferent to because he only really shines if there's no Randall. J. Michael Green is priced appropriately for his bait and switch role. And at center, Bam. He's fine, 7.7. Looney's overpriced if he's coming off the bench. Be careful. Mitchell Robinson is overpriced because he's playing like he got carrots shoved up his ass. And Cody Zeller is going to play a few minutes, but I don't really think Cody Zeller is going to win you a tournament in 8 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever it is he plays. Cody Zeller played 12 minutes. 12 minutes, 12 fantasy points. I mean, listen, he's going to get on the court. If you want to take a shot on Cody Zeller, take a shot on Cody Zeller. Who am I? Who am I to tell you not to? But listen, that's DraftKings and FanDuel. 2-game slate. I'm going to go on and get out of here. Let you get back to your Monday morning. Appreciate you guys watching. Hope you had a profitable weekend. Appreciate you taking time to watch my video. Please continue subscribing, hitting the bell, thumbs up, all that great stuff. You guys are amazing. Check out the Patreon if you need lineups. And I'm going to go on and get out of here. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Ciao.